thank you for providing us with a bit more history of the place. And have you actually experienced any things here?
Well, there's two things I have experienced. One I cannot explain, but the other one, I don't know, I thought it, but up in drawing room, it's about 2 o'clock in the morning when we're on nights, and I heard some, what sounded like children laughing, but I couldn't pick up whether they were wind or which, well, but it definitely sounded like children.
Right. Were there anybody else in the rooms around it, you know?
No, they were just me upstairs.
Interesting. Got to look into that. Has anybody else experienced that?
Not with the children, but I think with Granny Fetwell, we call her, Anne, who used to work here regularly. She used to work on breakfast in the morning. And she's seen them many a time, apparently, walking through with dark frock on.
Yeah.
But we used to have a girl called Sam who used to work here on reception. And she knew when anything was about, because all her hairs were on, she'd stand up. She'd been lectured, like lectured, stand up on end. But the other one was when I went in the drawing room again. I got the library ready, set the library up for a meeting, which I locked the room after me. And then I had to go down somewhere else to get do some pens, so I locked the drawing room. And then when I went back, somebody lit a candle on the mantelpiece. You know, nobody could have got in because they got keys. And they were definitely not lit there, in fact there weren't even a candle there when I went down.
Anything else like that being reported in the hall itself? Things being moved?
Oh yeah, I was on 1 or 2 down here especially. We set up one night, there were 3 of us working actually. And when we come back about half an hour after, things were all over the place, you know, both doors were locked. You know, pads and pens were all over. So, you know, they're not, I mean, I don't think I've heard any violence going on for them like that at all. She got a bit upset when we were building and all sitting outside, and 1 or 2 pans went off top of the shelf then. That was about all.
And that was when changes happened?
Yeah, when we were doing extensions and altering things around from our house. About, what, 5 years ago? We built that down here. That's about all. Anne could tell you more than really, she don't work here anymore, you see, because she witnessed 1 or 2 things like, you know.
You'd be surprised how much you get people reporting particular paranormal activity when they actually start doing renovations on certain buildings. So I don't know what to extent they do, but it like disturbs them and they're curious, in my opinion, to see what's going off. And that's why you usually get stuff like that. That's in my opinion.
Well, Steve, who does his night shift now, he's seen the coachman come to the front door and disappear when he goes to the front door.
This coachman, do you just see him at the front door or do you see him anywhere else?
He's walking, just there, comes across the courtyard, walks across the courtyard. That's all.
Is he the only person that's seen the coachman now?
No, there's Dennis has seen him and 1 or 2 others that were on nights. So, but they're gone now, then, 2 aren't they? 1 or 2, so. But Dennis is still here, he's on Hill at the moment.
Would it be possible to interview Dennis at a later stage or something like that?
Well, Dennis and Steve, if you're coming in November, Steve will be on nights.
Oh, yeah.
Dennis at the moment's on long-term illness, until long-term sick. But Steve, you can, you know, in November he'll be there.
That'd be brilliant if we could arrange that, please.
Yeah, fine.
Right. Has any of this activity been reported fairly recently?
That's been quite active lately.
I think the last time was November when we did the bar and restaurant upstairs.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, there's that other one as well, weren't there, when they had that do until I had the photograph taken. And when the photograph come out, one come back with his photograph and there was a shape of an old lady at the side of it.
Yeah, interesting.
Was it that one?
We've had a guest stay and report that they woke up in the middle of the night and there was an old lady stood at the bottom of the bed.
Which room was this?
Room 4, I think it was.
Room 4.
I'll have to check.
Have you still got that picture of what you just mentioned?
No, she kept it.
She kept it?
Wow. Would she have worked around there somewhere?
I don't know.
I think she might have sent it somewhere. So we'll look on the internet to see if it's been sent to someone online.
Yeah.
It was an awards night for council, sure it was.
Mm.
And they went up into the drawing room again to have the photographs done, and that's where she planted so, this one.
Right. Does anybody else took photos or anybody do anything and got
Nah,
some of the
I've not
things?
heard anything, have you?
Now, there's a picture outside the wall here that they reckon there's somebody stood in a window, but I can't see it.
I'll have a look.
Have a look.
Yeah, we'll look at that.
Has anything happened in the kitchen area?
What, is that kitchen on? Upstairs?
We've got two.
Right, I'm just getting kitchen area.
Kitchen, she walks through the kitchen, the top
Mm.
kitchen, the
Some
restaurant.
teapots fell off the top shelf, nearly hit somebody on the head.
Mm.
And they've had somebody, one of the girls that works in the restaurant, has turned around to look at the glass door and saw a gentleman stood facing her at the glass door.
Right. Mm.
And she quickly turned back and he'd gone,
Which kitchen is
the
this?
top one.
Top one, yeah.
It's a restaurant, yeah.
Right. Have you had any personal experiences?
The only thing I said, the only ones that I do that are led by the children. I've not seen what we call a granny fell or anything like that, but I said myself before there was somebody came and they came out, I said to see a chap hanging in that room. I didn't go too much, it was going anywhere else. I always stop at room.
Oh, we'll stop in room. Pretty sure of that.
It's number 10.
Number
There's
10.
something being said as well about room 36.
Oh, dude.
I'll let you tell me.
Well, we found it a bit funny at the time, but when it all come out, it was a bit serious. We used to have a couple of managers at the restaurant, obviously not without anywhere special, and they were gay. And one night he was in bed, and as he woke up, somebody were holding him down to keep him, come over, trying to kill him. And he said he tempted him for this woman to go walking through the door in a dark frock through a sun crying. He would have been really hurt, so we kind of like laughed it off thinking, yeah, he's joking. But next morning, because he lay on the couch out on reception,
Yeah.
next morning when he woke up, he got some right bruises on his arm.
As if someone had already.
Just somebody held it down, yeah, it was
Wow.
But it's only ever happened twice that, to my knowledge, on room 36. And they were both gay, like, I don't know.
There's a name for that, isn't there? I'm trying to think of a name. What it's called, that thing what you described, where they've been hauled down or pinned down to the bed. We've had quite a few reports of
Yeah,
that.
we have.
So there's,
It's interesting.
I mean, and it's only ever happened to two people in that bedroom, as far as I know. And both of them happened to be gay. And other managers have slept in that bedroom. No, it's happened, you know. She didn't go anywhere.
Speaking of these hauntings in general, what you've actually known about them, do they actually occur at certain times, or is there certain people present there when these hauntings happen?
I don't think so.
No. No, it's not certain people, no. I must admit I don't believe in it, you know, but yeah, I was thinking, is it wind, is it kids? But it definitely sounded with our children and so on.
Yeah.
It definitely sounded like children, I tell you, it is, I was just laughing. But I cannot answer that, I cannot. Because I assumed that somebody got a key, but they were on him, yeah? So,
when we do the investigation, obviously, depending on when we do it, will we have access to these certain areas?
See what that?
Because that'd be...
there's also
She's alright.
little
Is there
ones
anybody in here?
before it were altered.
That's what I love.
There's an archway between the bar and the first lounge. That definitely came to be about 10 degrees cooler going under the little archway than anywhere else in the hotel.
Not cooler than being...
Yeah, the same room, it's the same room, just like an arch like that.
And where's that? Sorry.
The first lounge upstairs. But that's, they've altered it since then, because it used to be like an arch, didn't it? So,